Oh. All right, welcome back, Rellism Raw Sports Talk. And I got, of course, my man Tommy with me. It's on a Monday, so it's kind of hard to get everybody together, but we can still make it happen. We gotta talk about the finale of the Super Bowl. We're gonna talk ins and outs of that. The halftime show, what we thought about that. Some adjustments the Rams have to decide what they're gonna do. The MVP. We'll talk about different quarterbacks in different situations, young ones, if the organizations, if we have faith in them, and biggest jumps. So it's a lot of quarterback talk, a lot of NFL talk. Tomorrow will be a complete episode on NBA. So Tommy, you're free to jump in on that if you want to. Doing a whole thing on Eastern Conference, Western Conference, top 10 teams. And then Wednesday, we have George T, the defender and the star on here. Brothers was working on Wednesday. So let's just jump into it real quick. Tommy, Super Bowl. What's your initial thoughts?
That was a great bowl game. I was excited to see Vaughn win. He played great. The pass came through, and I was happy for my boy. It was a big win. I don't like super teams, but that it felt like a lot of the players on that team deserved it. We had Cup who needed one. We had Stafford really needed one. I mean, you got a guy like Darnold who's begging for one, and you get a guy like Vaughn behind him who's been there before, showing him what to do. It was fun to see.
And I think Vaughn wanted it more than he wanted it for him. It was all about him getting it for Aaron Donald. He was hyped out there. I like seeing stuff like that. And I also like seeing Odell. And I've been an Odell kind of, not a hater, but like just stop being a punk. You know what I mean? And to see how he played and first of all, how he conducted himself since he got there. I thought he was going to be a problem, to tell you the truth. I thought he was going to be a complainer. I ain't getting the ball. Robert Woods went down. So it happened for him. Scored the first touchdown. And then he got hurt, but he was still engaged with the game. And you can see the emotions on it. He wanted to be out there so bad. I gained a lot of respect for Odell than I previously had. You know what I mean? What about you?
Right. I mean, he played really well in the first half. I thought he was on fire. He was really the key to that game. And then, but to hurt the same leg again, I'm worried about him. Even as far as his head space goes. This guy, he wants it probably more than anybody out there. He wants it so bad it almost hurts him. And this is going to be a big challenge for him coming out of this injury.
And we're gonna get to whether they should resign him or not later on. We'll see what the biggest thought about that is. My biggest thing that I noticed that a lot of people haven't talked about is the fact that the Rams kept running the football, even though they couldn't. But they kept doing it. They stayed with themselves. And throughout this playoffs, we see the teams like Dallas and the Chiefs that I feel like turned away from their identity and started to get all crazy under the pressure. The Rams, is it the veteran leadership or is it the coach being like, I've been here before and I learned my lesson? What do you think? Man,
I think that coach is something else. McVay's done it twice now. And he's like, I mean, he's 36, 37 years old, something like that. He's not 40 and he's got a ways to go to get there. He's going to be special. We're going to see this guy around for a while. And he took a team and of hodgepodge stars, put him into a Super Bowl ring, and he played that game without kneeling. I mean, at the end of that, we can't not give him credit when at the end of that game, it was really just Stafford and Cup. And what can you do with him? And I mean, they didn't have a tight end. They didn't have any receivers. I was like, so it was, I mean, they kind of were boxed in to give him that running game, but he still put together some stuff that how do you scheme a guy open that many times in a row versus a Super Bowl caliber team? He did great.
I agree completely. And on the other side of it, with the young team and everything, my biggest takeaway was you're right back in the game. I think everybody thought the game was going to go into overtime, or at least go down to the kicker who hadn't made the postseason, the rookie kicker that I love, getting a shot at that. Didn't everybody think that was going to happen? Probably. And on a third and one, you give it to Samaje Perine, and Aaron Donald makes one of the craziest fucking tackles I've ever seen in my life. With one arm wrapped around with somebody, just stop him from getting that little nudge for that first down, and then stop him on fourth down. But the thing about it is why the hell is Samaje Perine in the game? Joe Mixon didn't get in the last two plays of your season. He's not in the game. Why wasn't he in the game?
I don't know if it was just fresh legs. I don't know if they knew something about Joe. I was wondering why they had this guy in here because, I mean, Aaron Donald can grab hold of anybody one-handed and throw him to the ground. I mean, he's like 300 pounds with no fat. He's insane. So, but P. Ryan, I mean, that's somebody he's snatching up and throwing down every time. Mixon was having a game that day too. So,
so why would it? Hindsight's 2020, but they gonna kick theirself for that. I mean, I know he's the third down back or whatever, but come on, you give it to your horse. Joe Mixon's gonna get that 1 yard. Joe Mixon's gonna get that 1 yard to get the first down, and then who knows what's gonna happen after that. I think that's their biggest blunder for them. So Cooper Kupp, like you said, they stuck with their guns. End of the game, they had to score. They go to Kupp. Yeah, it was a flag, whatever. I don't want to hear nothing about the flag because we all saw the face mask flag when Ramsey got. I don't care about none of that. They stuck to their gun and said, if I'm going to win, my best player's going to beat you. And the Bengals said, my best running back's not going to be on the field. I don't know. But did Coop deserve to win MVP?
Oh, yeah.
The numbers were fantastic.
Oh, yeah. He deserved MVP. I couldn't find a player on the Rams team that deserved MVP outside of him. You could have given it to, if it went to the Bengals, it was a little more clear cut who was going to get it. You'd have given it to like probably Burrows was just going to be the guy. Stafford didn't quite with the picks do enough to get the QB the MVP. So when you got a receiver out there who's put you 14 points on the board, I mean that's a ring. That's what that ended up being.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, Cooper Kupp's going to MVP. But this playoffs, even though Cooper Kupp should have won MVP in the regular season, I think when you talk about this Rams team winning the Super Bowl, it's going to be all about Aaron Donald because of the big moments that he made these plays. I mean, the game against the 49ers, you make the play. And then, he didn't sack Burrow on the last play, but he grabbed him to make him have that Aaron throw. I mean, Aaron Donald, it's crazy. And now they talk about he might retire. So now he's saying he's going to go for a ride. But let's say he would have retired. Would he, in your idea, how close to being the best defensive player ever would you have put him? 8 years, 7 first-team All-Pros, 8 Pro Bowls.
That's great, but I would struggle to put him as the best lineman in his generation behind J.J. Watt. I mean,
really?
J.J. Watt's got a few stuff. He's got a 3-year stretch that touches anything Donald put together. Plus, he put together so many more, and I mean, that does matter as well. That's why Emmett, is a top 3 back. Rings matter too.
So I think that's
he's got that. Why? But
I think that's the only reason you're gonna put him ahead of J.J. Watt is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Because they're gonna say he got a ring, and he was a big contributor to it.
Straight talent wise, Hall of Fame wise, he gets in. But talent wise, if you only do it for 8 years, that's like Calvin. I think Calvin Johnson had the potential to be the best wide receiver ever. I mean, I'd never seen a body that big move like Moss. But as far as I can tell right now, it's Rice and Moss. Calvin could have been. Barry could have been. And if Donald would have retired, he'd have been could have been.
I agree with that. I give you that with that. All right, so Stafford then. Stafford, I feel like he changed his legacy by getting there, but winning it now, is he a Hall of Famer now?
Stafford, that's tough. It's
he has a losing record. Is he a Hall of Famer? I say yes.
He has a losing record.
I say yes. For you to think
probably, and it's not due to record, it's not due to the ring. If anything clears the bar, it's the fact that Calvin has that season with him, and then Kupp has that season with him, where he's got 2 wide receivers with the best 2 seasons ever as the QB. And then he's got the ring. So now you've got the icing, but his cake is probably made with those 2 guys. So yeah, he's in.
So you're saying yes. I'm surprised you said that. I'm surprised because only 2 other quarterbacks with a losing records made it. Sonny Jurgensen and Joe Namath. Joe Namath. So you know what I mean?
Namath got 1 ring.
Yeah, so now he got his ring. I agree with you. I'm surprised you agree with me. I thought you would definitely say no, but you said yes. All right, so looking at the Rams next year, who's their biggest threat in the NFC to dethrone them?
The biggest threat in the NFC to dethrone the Rams is probably going to sit in their own division. I mean, they've got to play them twice, and I don't think it's the Niners. I think it's the Cardinals.
Oh,
I got real issues with the Niners coming in with the rookie QB saying that they're going to be able to match up with a team like the Rams. They have all the talent in the world. They still comes through center, and they got a rookie. So you've got
this is gonna beat them.
Murray with Hopkins.
Is he gonna be there?
We didn't see. Yeah, Murray's going to be there.
Is he going to be there?
I can't believe it. That's a play.
I am nervous.
Nah, that team's built for him. I mean, that might be a push on the coach, but it's not. Murray's there. So you've got Hopkins. You've got AJ Green's contract gone. James Conner's contract's gone. They've got a little bit of pieces they can play with, and they still got some serious Hall of Fame talent on defense behind them as well. I mean, it might be old, but it knows what to do.
I'm with you. I would probably lean more to the 49ers more than the Cardinals, only because, like you said, the free agents that will be gone. Christian Kirk, free agent. I don't know if they're going to keep him or not. What's going on? But I don't know. I'm gonna give a little teaser for my basketball thing because, of course, we talk about the big trade tomorrow about Harden and Ben Simmons, same division and everything. Suppose the Cardinals and Seahawks made a trade in the same division. Russell Wilson for Kyler Murray. How crazy would that be? I know that's far-fetched and probably won't ever happen, but who knows? I think it's definitely the 49ers. I know everybody's making these rumblings about Tom Brady going to the 49ers. I mean, maybe, but I doubt it. I think it's definitely the 49ers, though, because of the wild card of Trey Lance. We don't know. We don't know what he's going to be. And, the 49ers were one dropped interception away from maybe being in the Super Bowl, honestly. Because they were up 10 in that game with that pick, and he dropped it. Changed the whole complexion of the game. So now we were talking about OBJ with the injuries and all that. They got big decisions. Von Miller, are they going to pay him to stay? OBJ, they're going to pay him to stay? Or we're going to use some of that money? Because they don't have a whole lot of money in the draft. They don't have no draft really either. But there's tons of DBs back there that they could get. Some defensive linemen like Jadeveon Clowney, they can get on the cheap end. Should they save that money and let OBJ gone and keep Robert Woods in the fold, or let Von Miller go and try to get a cheap Jadeveon Clowney and spend that money on somebody like a Tyrann Mathieu or Stephon Gilmore? What do you think?
I think it'd take a Jadeveon Clowney for them to let go of Miller. I mean, it would take that caliber of guy.
That would be cheaper than Von Miller.
They're saying Von's going to get like 18 next year. Jadeveon should get around 15.
He had a veteran minimum this year. Why not? He'll take a veteran minimum.
He ain't going to take a veteran minimum. He ain't going to
win a Super Bowl. You don't think he will? To win a
Super
Bowl,
5.5.
To win a Super Bowl?
Maybe, but I doubt it. It might, and that's because that's on Donald. That's on Donald's name right there. That's why Von might be integral. But the other guys you mentioned, Beckham, Woods, the Rams pride themselves with having three receivers that can all do the same thing. That's what they do. They put three guys on the field. That can all do the same thing. So there's a few guys out there that have that Woods potential, that Beckham potential, and I was in that same division. They already know. So they could easily pick up a guy that I see Christian Kirk going to LA. That's who I think. That's where I think picks him up. I don't see why Odell gets paid. I don't see with his knee injury. I don't see why they run that risk. And you've got a proven third receiver right there coming out the division. You've seen him play for 3 years. They'll pick him up.
So you would rather pay Christian Kirk to come there than to spend that money on defense?
Yeah, they don't need the help. They can't do anything.
They want Eric Weddle off the couch.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
They put him off the couch. They explain this back in.
They're just a straight top-loaded team. They pay like 5 players and then they scheme fit everybody else. They'll hire somebody off the couch as long as they play a 2-deep safety role or whatever they're rolling with.
So should we be giving the defensive coordinator a lot of respect then? If he's putting pieces together, why ain't nobody talking about him for head coaching jobs and everything? Because if you're taking little tiny pieces of this and this and this without the stars in the back end to be able to stop people in that division, I mean, you're stopping Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, Metcalf, Kyler Murray, and all these boys in that division. Why ain't he getting no love? Who's in
I don't know. I know we just pulled it's not McDermott because that's Buffalo's who just got taken. I'm trying to think.
I'm gonna have to
blank on it.
I can't remember. All right, so we're gonna get to the halftime show. All
I
right,
know
so
they
this is
just
what I
got
want you to
picked
do.
off for their D lineman their D line coach just got picked, and their DB coach
Yeah.
just got picked off. So we'll see what happens.
So somebody did take the DB. Okay, good.
Yeah, the
So-
DB coach is gone. That's us. He's our DC at Denver.
Oh, so that's a smart. Oh, that's smart for y'all.
Yeah.
That's smart for y'all then. All right, halftime show. I want you to give me a like, a dislike, and something that you would have done better with that.
With what?
Halftime show. Give me
With the
something you liked
halftime
about
show?
it.
Oh my
something you
God.
liked about it, something you disliked about it, and then something you would have done to make it better.
I'm an unpopular minority here. I didn't really like the halftime show that much. That's my music. I jammed all that. Dre did his thing. What I like, Dre came out with when he hit the piano. When I heard that, I was like, all right. We know where this is going. And it hyped us up.
So what did you not like about it?
The thing I disliked, honestly, was Eminem's choice of song. You can't redo the same song. We've all seen that scene so many times. It can't be beat. I mean, it was literally produced in a movie theater style environment. He should have picked something else. He had a lot of songs by Dre. I personally wanted to hear Monster. I mean, I'm about to lose my mind. Would have lit that crowd on fire.
What would you have done better? What would you have done better to make it pop more?
I would have added Rihanna. It needed a young lady. We had Mary J, and I love Mary J. That's my secret MVP of everything is Mary. But I would have added Rihanna, because if you'd have put Rihanna on that stage and gave us another reason to watch, I think it could have done some stuff, especially with her vocals. I mean,
So you wanted more eye candy. You wanted more eye candy on there. Is that what you wanted?
I mean, I know she's pregnant. I don't care.
You wanted more eye candy on there, yo. They could at least put Alicia Keys doing the piano. You know what I'm saying? Doing the shit or something. Something's gonna be on there. Well, look, I'm gonna tell you mine. The thing I liked about it is that they even gave them a chance to do it. That they gave them a chance. I like that, first of all. The thing I disliked about it is it was too much extra shit. Kendrick Lamar wasted time.
Yeah.
150 Cent out there was a waste of time. They should have done something like you were talking about. No, they should have came out with California Love, and then a Tupac hologram pop up. Fresh out of jail come on. That would have popped off, yo. That would have set the whole junk going crazy. I think they should have done that. My thoughts about it is I think they forced him to clean it up. Snoop didn't have an L. He wasn't smoking. They ain't have nothing going on. And they allowed Eminem to kneel. They said they knew he was going to kneel. But what they going to do? Argue about it with the whole lawsuit shit going on? They're not going to go ahead and kneel. Just don't smoke weed on stage and don't rip off no clothes. That's all it was. I feel like it was plotted and I feel like it was planned. You know what I mean? Snoop didn't look like Snoop. He's up there like, now I'm used to Snoop with the dark glasses on, the L, don't even care. You know what I mean?
Now they wouldn't let Snoop wear a blue bandana on stage, so he decided to wear a blue bandana tracksuit. I mean, they all tried, and I think they started picking at these stars, and it kind of made everybody make a little point to the production crew, maybe then, and then not as much of a point to the show. I missed something in the show. I would have liked to see Mary do something other than her pop stuff. I would have loved to hear some R&B.
Nobody knows your new song. Nobody knows that new song yet.
Yeah, man. Let me hear Music Soul Child pop out the background with the piano. There we go.
I did not like it. I'm with you. I didn't like it only because I was thinking it was going to be so much more. I feel like with all that talent you got out there, I thought it just could have been so much more to it. But we'll see what next year what they're going to do. What is it in Atlanta next year? And all these rappers trying to make this money. Who do you want to be out there in Atlanta next year? Who would you pick?
T.I.
Would you want some rappers down there like that? T.I. and all them?
T.I.
all these
bro. Boy, I'd get down to some TIP right now.
Oh yeah. I know you like T.I. I know you like T.I. All right, look, before we jump into the next one, we'll pause for sponsor and a commercial break real quick. Then we're going to talk about 3 young quarterbacks. One you said was the best in the NFL. We'll still see if you say that. All right, welcome back, Tommy. You ready? I want you to tell me what faith you have in ownership, because these 3 franchises I feel like are not going to do their quarterbacks right. We got the Bengals, and we've seen Joe Burrow. We think Joe Burrow could be something special, but we looked at the Bengals, and they don't spend money. Buffalo Bills, we know they got crazy fans. Bills Mafia. The only time they've been relevant is because of the draft. They drafted Kelly. They drafted Thurman Thomas. They drafted all these players, Andre Reed. They drafted well, Bruce Smith and all these boys. And then your boy, Lamar Jackson. I mean, this guy's been a freak of nature since he's come out, lit the world on fire, lit the NFL on fire, but they have not put pieces around him to succeed. Hollywood Brown is not a number one. Sammy Watkins is not a number one. You have not gotten anything. Luckily, Mandrews is killing for you because you're not getting him a running game. You're not getting anything for him. So which out of those three, which one do you think you have faith in that ownership's going to take care of their quarterback?
Ownership's going to take care of Lamar.
You think Baltimore?
Baltimore's going to take care of Lamar before anything. They got rings. I mean, they know how to invest.
Let me ask you a question before you finish. I want to hear what you got to say. Because you're the GM, I call you GM Tommy. You know all the numbers and the structure and all that. I love that about you. So we looked at the stuff and we talked about rookie contracts and all that. That's how you win. Get your quarterback on rookie contracts. Lamar's due for his 5th year option and his big payday, right? So why did you waste all these years when you could have built him around him then? You knew what he was going to be. You won MVP and you still didn't do anything. Why did you wait till now? Go ahead, finish now.
I mean, they tried. They threw first round pick after first round pick at wide receiver. They tried. They just didn't get the guy in. I mean,
is that greedy though? Is that greedy?
No, they have a different style of game.
There's free agents that you can pick up like crazy. Look at Josh Allen.
They were looking at the run game.
When Stephon Diggs joined Josh Allen, it exploded, right? So
I think they know that Lamar's arm ain't there. I think they know Lamar's arm ain't there, and that his talent doesn't need tight end. Is his best receiver in a running game, running quarterback is the tight end, and he needs an X that can run deep. So if he gets out to the outside and that guy's done blown by somebody, he can just launch it and just gun it down there. Vic used to do it with Crumpler and whatever his name was on the outside. They had that one outside receiver in Atlanta, and that's it's a healthy game. It's how that QB can stay healthy. And they haven't done it yet, but I look for Baltimore to have that taken care of before I look for Cincy, who's never had a ring, wasted Carson Palmer, wasted the Red Rocket, and might waste Burrow. Or I look towards Buffalo and see what they can do when they're sitting in the division with Belichick as a head coach. I mean, they've got if you talk about the smallest window right now, I mean, Buffalo's got a tight window. They better figure it out.
So you think their window's tighter than the Ravens? I think the Ravens.
If Belichick gets himself 2 players that fit, you might not even be talking about them winning the division next year.
And they almost didn't win this year.
Right.
But I think seeing Buffalo, and I agree, I take your point seriously. But in my opinion, I think Buffalo, because they have went out and spent the money. They did go out and spend money on T.O. They did go out and spend money on Stephon Diggs, which was a big, gigantic step for that, was Diggs. Because now you got somebody volatile like Stephon Diggs in there. They demand to win. And with the way Josh Allen is playing, I think he demands it. And the fans in Buffalo, I think, are going to force the issue more than any of the other 2 teams, in my opinion. But it's going to be interesting to watch because I'm nervous for all 3 of them. And I think all 3 of them are spectacular players. And they're going to be great for the game. But I'm nervous for all 3 of them. Take true. All right, so look, we're going to play the young, the old, and the restless, all right, for quarterbacks. So for the young, we're going to talk about who do you think is going to have the biggest jump next year? Not in fantasy, in real life. Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, or Zach Wilson, and why?
I got my money on Trevor. I think Jacksonville's going to they going to do well in the draft. And Trevor, honestly, out of those names you mentioned, is probably the most skilled QB. He was the last guy since a Peyton Manning-esque that came up as the best high school quarterback, won everything. Came up as the best college quarterback, won everything, and then hit the first round pick. And he's got talent. We've all seen his arm talent.
But why did he look so bad?
It's Urban Meyer.
Was it Urban Meyer?
That was a bad move. I mean, you've got a guy. He can't go near his hometown without getting a lap dance. It's insane. And you had to have vetted this better. I mean, Jacksonville has probably the worst organization, but as far as a year two leap where the talent really starts clicking with the speed of the NFL, I look for that man.
You think it's
think
Trevor?
He's a bucket of talent. Yeah, he's got a
Is
bucket
it
of
because
talent.
of Doug Peterson? Is it because of Doug Peterson?
No.
So you think he's just going to be evolution the next year? He's going to take that big step.
They've got three. I'm not, I'd have to educate myself on their free agents on wide receivers. I don't know, but if they keep 2 out of 3 of what they had from last year, I have faith that they have athletes at the wide receiver position, and they've got a QB who's going to learn that.
Chark's a free agent, DJ Chark, but they don't use him anyway.
He's a beast, but
and they don't use him.
No, and they don't use him.
Where do you think Chark's going to be? I did a free agent special the other day. Who do you think he's going to be?
Chark.
I picked the Eagles.
That's a good pick. That's actually who I was thinking. It could go either one. Eagles or Giants.
Giants need more damn receivers. Really, they got like 18 of them.
They don't know what to do with them either.
They don't know what to do with nobody. All right, so you got Lawrence. You got Lawrence, right? I'm taking Trey Lance. I think just because Lance is on the best team, I think he's in the best situation with the best team, the best head coach that can put him in the right situations with the way he goes. And he's playing. And he got his feet wet a little bit. He got to win. You know what I mean? I think Trey Lance, just because of the team. I see what you're saying about Trevor Lawrence because obviously he's number 1 pick and all the accolades for a reason. You know what I mean? Special talent. It's just a matter of ownership and everybody else is going to put the pieces together to do it for him. Or else he's going to be one of these quarterbacks who's like, what if he was on this other team instead of this other team? So we'll see. All right, so we did the young. Here's the old. Where's it? Oh, the QBs. Where they gonna stay? Are they gonna stay or go? Rodgers, is he gonna stay or go?
He's gonna go.
All right, Wilson, stay or go?
He's staying.
He's staying.
Yeah, he's staying.
Kyler Murray.
He's staying.
He's staying too.
Yeah.
David Carr.
Derek
Carr. Like I'm thinking about quarterbacks that got fucked up in organizations. David Carr, number 1 pick, got destroyed.
Next year he'll be there.
He'll be there too. Your boy Ryan Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill's he's got a job in Tennessee as well. He's contract out.
So nobody's moving. Kirk Cousins.
He's moving.
Where's he going?
Moving.
You think the new coach is gonna let him go?
I'm scared to say where I think Kirk's going. I don't want him because I don't want that money that's going to take the.
Oh, you think he's going to Denver?
I think he's coming to Denver.
I hope so. I hope so because he's not a winner at all. Carson Wentz, staying or going?
Carson Wentz is going to unfortunately find himself without a job by midseason.
When?
Midseason. He's going to stay in.
He's going to be a Colt?
He's going to be a Colt, but somebody's going to come in and have to take this man's job.
Wow. Really? We got to get into that another time. Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield stays.
For how long?
He's got
going to pay him?
Year. No.
Are they going to pay him?
No, they'll franchise him. They'll franchise him. If he could win a Super Bowl, they're franchising.
Wow. Heineke, your boy Heineke. Is he staying or going?
He's staying.
When I say going,
actually, I don't think so. I think you guys are going to trade him. I think he's played well enough and I think
to be a what? To start?
Yeah, to start.
For who? For who?
Dude, if we didn't have no other choice but Locke, I want Heineke.
Oh my God, really?
I want him in there to challenge him. Locke lost 4 games last year.
Who's he going to challenge? I would trade
something.
Heineke for Teddy Two Gloves right now.
Yeah, but I wouldn't trade him for Locke. And I don't know if I'd trade him for Tua.
For Tua? I'd trade him for Tua too. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, Jameis Winston, staying or going?
Jameis is gone.
Where's he going?
Tampa.
You think they're going to take him back?
I think it would be lovely. I think it would be beautiful.
I think we want him to go back, but do you think they're going to take him back?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think so. Okay. All right, Carolina. I said Cam Newton and Sam Darnold. Is either one of them going to be a starter in the NFL next year at all?
Yeah. Yeah.
Both of them?
No, just one.
Who?
Just one. Sam. Sam's going to start for Carolina next year.
Who is he going to be a starter for?
Carolina.
Cam Newton is?
No, Sam Darnold is going to start for Carolina all season, the whole year. They're tanking. They're tanking. They might even trade Christian.
Get out of here. You think so?
They want to fire their coach now. And they can't. They're tanking.
You think Christian McCaffrey's going to be good with this?
I think Christian McCaffrey would love to be out of Carolina right now.
Yeah, he keeps getting hurt. He needs to win now.
They got him projected going to the best thing I've seen for Christian is, I think it's awesome, is to go to Buffalo and play the slot. Like if that boy could go to Buffalo and play the slot, I read that the other day. I was like, man, that's, I could actually see him transition.
I can see that.
I wonder how long it take him to switch his position role in fantasy. I might have a couple of years of the cheat code.
You know who I was thinking about? Christian McCaffrey getting traded to, who I would love to see him play with? 49ers.
Yeah.
The way they just maneuver pieces and move. An athlete like Christian McCaffrey in that system, in that scheme, I think that'd be dangerous. And the last one, Tom Brady, where's he gonna play?
Tom Brady is done.
Is he done? Because shit keeps popping up that he ain't done.
He's done. Actually, the more I've kicked it around, I love Keith's idea. I mean, if he were to open up something where he could franchise it, I think he could pull enough off of ESPN, Yahoo, and everybody to make money off of almost like a social media app style. Where could Tom Brady take his social media self and make the biggest impact? Fantasy football.
Maybe I need to think about this more. Maybe I need to think about it more.
It's been buzzing like a bee in my head. I think it's a good idea.
You are intrigued by this shit.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna have me thinking about this now. Damn. See, God dang, man. All right. So we did the young, we did the old, now the restless. I got two quarterbacks that I feel like are ready to play. Are they gonna be allowed to play, and who's gonna do better? Jordan Love, obviously. And then my boy David Mills. Why are they talking about not letting him start for Houston? Washington should have picked him in the third round. I just knew they were gonna take him. I was like, yes, get him. He's solid. Jordan Love, David Mills. Who's gonna do better next year? And why?
David Mills.
First of all, is either one of them going to start?
Yeah. David Mills is going to do better because he's going to be a backup, and he's not going to have to worry about it. And he's going to be a backup probably for Tennessee or something. Somebody's going to have.
He has no chance to start. He has no chance to start.
He should be, but he's going to be that quality backup. That's what he's going to be.
You think they're going to spend money? They're going to spend money to get a quarterback in there?
Yeah. Maybe just a team like Tennessee, a team that's a playoff guarantee, that needs that guarantee of we got something behind center. That's their backup options. David Mills. Jordan Love's going to start for the Washington Commanders. They are trading Heineke.
So you're saying Aaron Rodgers stays then? You said Aaron Rodgers is gone.
I think Aaron Rodgers goes too. He's retiring. They're trading Love.
They're not going to get rid of Love then. They're not going to get rid of Love.
$50 million over cap. They're $50 million over cap. Love sucks. They would have. They're not going to get.
They can't.
They would have traded Rodgers immediately.
If Aaron Rodgers leaves, you know how much the organization is going to look like a fool if they get rid of Jordan Love too. That was the whole reason Aaron Rodgers left.
Going to retire. He's not going to. He's playing nowhere. He is going to retire.
Aaron Rodgers
Adams is gone. They're going to either have to franchise Adams or he's gone, and they're going to go ahead and sink their ship and restart in 3 years.
So you think
Smith's
David Mills
gone? Jones will be gone. It'll be AJ Dillon's team in 2 years for a year before they get something going.
So
I'm scared of that.
Man, we got it. Man, I'm gonna bring that back up because we gotta touch back into that later some other time. Davis Mills, it's still gonna be on Houston. Why you keep talking about it being a backup somewhere else? You're saying somebody else is gonna try to trade for him. Is that what you're saying?
He's draft capital. Okay,
so you're saying somebody's gonna trade for him.
Same thing Heineke did. He's played himself into a better value than he plays. He's not worth a starter.
I can agree with that.
He's worth a second. He's a second. Yeah. He's not worth it. He's not
start him.
Because you can't. He's not going to win before.
Okay.
He's not a playoff.
They're not trying to win. They got Lovie Smith as their fucking quarterback as a scapegoat hire, so they can fire his ass in 2 years and then use all their draft because they're going to suck and have the number one pick probably for the next 2 years. He's a scapegoat hire. So why not let the rookie play or the second year player play? I don't know. I'm interested to see it. Now I'm really intrigued about this whole Jordan Love thing because I just knew that Green Bay has to keep him to play. They have to. They have to have him. I don't understand.
I mean, some bum. They're going to roll somebody out. We ain't worried about.
Tyler Huntley's on your boys, ain't he, with the Ravens?
Yeah, he's with the Ravens.
Yeah. All right, so that's the quarterbacks right there. All right, so some of the free agency stuff you're talking about. You brought up Devontae Adams. Where's he gonna go? You think they're gonna franchise him with Jordan Love as quarterback?
No, I think they could trade Love. I think they could trade Love, thinking they can keep Rodgers, and then Rodgers just shoves a boot down their throat and retires.
He sticks it to him like that. If he says trade him, I'll stay, and they trade him, he's like, nah, I'm leaving.
He just broke off his engagement. This man is on a bender. He does not care.
That's why everybody hates his ass.
I don't know about Rodgers right now. So I would say
going to the Raiders.
But
Drew was right. He's going to the Raiders.
Scary. It's looking scary. I could see him going to a team like I've linked it to like a Colts. I think the Colts can squeeze him in a franchise. Once he's tagged, he's going to be traded because he ain't playing. He's not going to play in Green Bay without Rodgers. And I see him getting traded out to a team like the Colts that really want to make that push.
So if he gets traded to the Colts, how's Carson Wentz going to be gone midseason? Because if you got Pittman and Devontae Adams, and you can't perform with them,
if you're 5-3, 4-4, and you are 10-10 on interceptions, touchdowns, and you have Devontae Adams and Jonathan Taylor, you're getting sacked.
Who takes his place then?
It'll be Phillip Rivers, somebody like that. I mean, make a phone call.
Hey, he was about to come back last year.
Exactly.
He's about to come back last year. Exactly. All right, so we were talking about the different wide receivers out there. Tom Brady's gone. I think Chris Godwin's got his ring. Okay. Who do you think he's going to go to? I got two teams that I think he can go to. Who do you think Chris Godwin's going? Or does he stay? Steelers. He don't remind you of Deontay Johnson, huh?
They don't like Juju.
Yeah, Juju's gone.
They need more than just one, and they're going to have a young QB. So the Steelers would be a good fit for him.
So you think he would go to Pittsburgh with the uncertainty at quarterback, unless Russell Wilson goes there, like they say he might?
Man, this guy's a baller. I think he's got confidence that I think he's going to take a check, and I think the Steelers are ready to pay.
I'm glad you said that. Taking a check, because you know where I think he can go get a big fat check? Detroit football. Because he can see, hey, Jared Goff, I saw what he did with Cooper Kupp. Yeah, I saw what Stafford did with Cooper Kupp, but I saw what Jared Goff did with Cooper Kupp also, and he can fill that role of Cooper Kupp in Detroit and get that gigantic paycheck because Detroit's got money to spend, and they got to spend it. Why not? That was my thoughts. And I said if he wanted to win, I thought maybe he'd go to the Cardinals. Since they are going to lose Christian Kirk, AJ Green's going to be gone. I think he'd be a compliment with D-Hop. You know what I mean? What you think about that?
I think with D-Hop, I think you're going to struggle to afford it. I think with D-Hop, I don't think he needs anybody else. Christian Kirk, I think that's where you get a role player. You got more. You've already got a.
So you saying don't spend the money. Spend the money somewhere else. You saying
find it somewhere else. RB.
Okay.
You need somebody who can protect Murray. And you need a running back that can really pound the rock a little bit more than Connor did. I know he had a lot of touchdowns, but he honestly didn't have a lot of yards. He failed in the late season, like some backs do that just can't handle the rock. So if they could get somebody out there that could pound a little bit, that could help.
All right, we're to your boy now. To your boy Von Miller. If he can't stay with the Rams, where you want him to go? He got a couple more years left. Where you want him to go?
Denver.
I know you're gonna say go back to Denver.
Go back to Denver. I mean, but all right, let's take that out the equation because I almost bleed Von Miller as much as I bleed Orange and Blue. That's my guy.
Oh.
Shoot, man, I remember that pick. I remember thinking, I'm so glad Cam's in this draft so we can get Von because Cam ain't nothing but he cheated to get himself into Auburn. Don't even get me there.
I know, right? Computer thieves stealing.
I was so happy. I was like, man, we getting the talent. We getting the true blue cares talent. So if I could see Von go somewhere and just light him up, he's going to get about 16 million. He's going to have to go to. Woo! Hey, can y'all afford him in Washington?
Well, they talk about trading Chase Young.
Nah, bro. Can y'all afford?
But it's rumors. Yo, it's 3 firsts. It's 3 firsts. A 2 next year, and Chase for Russell Wilson.
Nah. If y'all keep Chase Young and you can afford Von Miller, and I could get Von Miller behind that Sweat, Young, all that crap, y'all can run up front with them stunts and crap.
You wouldn't want him in Washington. Washington destroys people's career.
I know, but Miller.
Don't let him ruin his career. His Hall of Fame, amazing career. Don't ruin that shit.
See him like 8 games a year. Yeah, let's bring him to
You
Washington.
know who I picked? Dallas. Texas.
I thought about Dallas.
Dallas. We don't know if Randy Gregory is going to resign or not. Randy Gregory goes, fills a role, and you at home, Dallas, Texas. I mean, that's a team that could win. I mean, on paper, Dallas can win. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right.
He might need somebody to kick some sits in their ass like Von Miller in there. Just my thought about that. So Odell, we said Odell, we don't think the Rams should keep him. He got his ring. So where would he go now? What would you do now if you're Odell?
It's scary. I think Odell's gonna Seattle on a veterans minimum, something like that. You know, you're gonna have to pick up. Yeah, there's a team that went really that they didn't play well. They didn't play up to what they should have been. They didn't meet their potential. They have an expert quarterback. They need help at wide receiver.
He wants to leave.
He ain't going nowhere.
That could be a reason that they could keep. Like, look, we got Odell. We got Odell coming in. Another toy.
Third. Yep. Here, what was
you think
it,
that'd be something to keep
whatever they had some years back. You've got, and I really don't have a lot of faith in Metcalf. I think they could use Odell. Metcalf turns like a tank. He's fast. He's huge. He turns like a tank. If you jam him up, if you get inside his hips, he's done. And Ramsey, somebody can keep up with him. Somebody 6'1" can keep up with him. It's no trouble for him.
And Seattle had interest in Odell, when he was being shocked or whatever. I think it could be a great fit. I agree totally with you. I also said the Chiefs also, because I think that he can fit that system because they don't believe in anybody else but Tyreek Hill. And I don't know what's going on with Tyreek Hill, but towards the middle of the season throughout the playoffs, he looked like something was bothering him. Like there's something wrong physically with him. You know what I mean? He just didn't see the same. And how long is Kelsey going to be there forever? You got to find a wide receiver. You got to find another two. Hardman, I don't think it's going to be it. He looks the part, but I don't think he's that guy. So those are my two teams. But I think Seattle could be a great fit with him because Lockett's going to be straight up and down. Metcalf's the big guy. Odell, I think it's a great fit too. All right. Big tight ends on the move. Dalton Schultz for the Cowboys. Mike Gesicki for Miami. And Gronk. Who's the biggest one you want?
Out of all those, Gesicki. Yeah, he's got a decent blocking game. Gronk's a little too old. I know what he's going to give me. I'm a little worried about Gronk's body, making it all season. If I'm using him the way I want, I'm not Brady. I'm not going to baby Gronk. I'm feeding Gronk. And if Gronk
where should Gronk go? Where should Gronk go? I'm gonna tell you what I think. You tell me what you think.
Gronk would fit, and he'd have to run straights. I'd like to see him in as the second tight end in San Fran.
That could fit too because they like to run the ball. He's a good blocker.
He can still block. Yeah.
You know what I said? Who gave up the most sacks again this year?
Bengals.
Who's in the Super Bowl?
The Bengals.
Who's in the Super Bowl? This he can still make plays. Their tight end is what? I mean, he's okay. I mean, he's okay, but he's not real. But he can block too. He loves Joe Burrow. He already said it. Could he be somebody to go to the Bengals and help put them up there a little bit?
Yeah, that's a legit fit.
Yeah, right. Mike Gesicki, where's a good fit for him at?
Man, Gesicki is like a Hawkinson. I would like to see him come into if Philly can't get a wide receiver, let's send them to Philly. I mean, they made a mistake.
Can't get a wide receiver. There's tons of wide receivers. They can't get when they're stupid.
Yeah, but they might know that that's the way they play. And honestly, they might want, if they're not going to get away from Hurts, if they're playing as Hurts, if they're saying Hurts is my QB, then they might want their tight end. And Gesicki's a younger version of a Zach Ertz, and I could grab Gesicki over there and see what we could do with him, and then plug and play with those two.
I agree with that. And I picked every team in that same division. I think every team in that same division would take him for certain rules. I mean, for certain reasons for that. I can see Dallas taking him because they're going to lose Michael Gallup. They're going to lose that big weapon in Gallup. You know what I mean? Amari Cooper always seems like he stays on one side of the field. And CD's cut across. And we saw what Dalton Schultz did. Now you put Gesicki in that scheme. I just think that could be cool. Washington, I don't think he's ready to go there because he wants to try to win. But a person I think that would go to Washington as a tight end, let me see what you think about this. is David Njoku. And the reason why I said that is because Washington uses the tight end a lot. And Njoku's always behind somebody. I feel like he's always wanting to be a star. He always wants out. He wants to be the focal point. I think he can go there on the cheaper and go to Washington. What do you think?
Is Thomas done? Logan Thomas?
I mean, he's getting hurt every year. I mean,
I know he is, but if he's on roster and you've got Njoku and Thomas, I'm worried that both your tight ends that you have will be hurt at the same time.
So you think Logan Thomas is better than Njoku?
I do. And Jordan Reed is going to be.
Jordan Reed is garbage.
Jordan Reed, they're all the same. They're all the same tight end.
Jordan Reed can't stay healthy though. Jordan Reed can't stay healthy. Well, I don't even know where Jordan Reed's at right now. What team is he on? Is he on? Oh, he's on the 49ers.
Yeah.
He's on the 49ers. Yeah, actually, hurt somewhere. Hurt.
But that's what you're getting. That's what you're getting is a vertical stretch. Guys got problems with legs. And I don't know if I could do Njoku with Washington.
Why not? He's athletic. He doesn't
miss
games.
That's why, because you've got Logan Thomas, who's a QB, who's this athletic route runner.
Who gets hurt?
So is Njoku. He's just coming off.
Njoku don't get hurt.
He got hurt last year and this year, didn't he?
A little bit. I mean, a little tiny.
Yeah. That's all I need. Them 4 weeks, man. You don't want that. You don't want that. You know them tight ends on fantasy.
That's true. That's true. All right. So we seen Mike Williams with Justin Herbert. He's obviously probably going to leave because he's going to demand more money because of how he stepped up this year. They're not going to pay him. Where's Mike Williams going to go? Because he's going to look for a check. He's looking for a check now because he was hurt beginning of his career, and he's finally showing up now. Who's going to pay him?
That's another one of them ones where that team that gets to see you a lot overpays for you, and he could end up in Oakland and end up playing for the Raiders. When they lose out on Devontae and they can't get Devontae, they're going to be looking for that guy that could be something like what they could have had. And Mike's been billed as that for years, and he finally had half a good season, and he's going to get paid for it, and he's going to probably get paid by the Raiders.
That's a good one. I didn't have them listed. That's interesting. I had the Eagles because they got to get somebody. Then I had Chicago because they're going to lose Allen Robinson. And then I had Cleveland because, I mean, who's in Cleveland now? Jarvis Landry's there, but they're not built the same. They need somebody on that outside like that. So those are the teams I kind of looked at because I think Cleveland has to go after a weapon to try to justify Baker Mayfield as much as possible. I think they're going to have to get somebody, not just some average Joe, because they already got average Joes on the team. I think they have to get somebody. I don't think they can afford Devontae, and I don't think Devontae would go there. I don't think Chris Godwin would go there. I think Mike Williams is somebody who thinks he's better than what he might be.
So does Juju.
Or Juju. Same type of players. They think that they're still here when they're really not, but they're here, but they're going to get paid for like they're here by dumb organizations like Cleveland. So I can see that too. I didn't think about Juju, but that's good right there. Or should one of them go to the Ravens? Where's the Ravens going to do? What wide receivers the Ravens going to get? They have to get somebody.
They might trade up in the draft.
The draft hasn't worked for them. Lamar Jackson's not getting any younger.
Hollywood did all right. Hollywood did all right.
Mr. Drop the Ball. Hollywood.
He's scared. He's too big. He's too big to be a number one receiver. He needs somebody out there to take some pressure off of him. He can't have safety swarming him. So
who is it?
Mike Andrews and a second fast guy. That's what you got.
You don't think they're going to spend no money again?
Maybe not. You got to keep.
You have more faith in this organization, though. You said this organization is going to
O-line. I think they're going to spend money on the O-line and defense. I think
keep running Lamar Jackson.
Yep, and keep running Lamar.
And keep banging him to the ground. We're going to take our number one investment and just keep beating your ass to the ground.
No, he's on a fifth year. He's on a fifth year this year.
So you ain't got to pay him.
You ain't got exactly.
Yo, you are doing some cowboy DeMarco Murray shit. I'm gonna rush you for 1 billion times, and then I'm gonna let your ass go to Philadelphia and let them overpay you. Said they're gonna just beat his ass and then let him go.
They're running him another year. If he wins, they'll pay him. If he gets hurt, he might end up somewhere else. It's scary for Lamar this year.
That is crazy. All right, last one. Allen Robinson's been on the Jaguars with Gardner Minshew and who's the other scrub that was there that took him somewhere? Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, they had Blaine
Gabbert. And he was on Chicago with fucking Red Rifle and all these bums. He ain't got much time left. I still think he's a talented player. Where should Allen Robinson go?
I think he should stick where he's at.
In Chicago?
He's got a new coach. And that's what hurt him. Nagy was horrible. They schemed him totally out the game. He's got actually Tony's not a bad guy beside him. Mooney, what's his name? The guy.
Oh yeah, Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney. He's not a bad guy beside him. They found a number 2, I think, and they've got running backs, multiple. They didn't have Cohen last year. He's a free agent as well, but they could re-sign him cheap after that injury. And then so we'll see. We'll see what they would do.
If he doesn't stay there, because I do not think he's going to stay there. If he doesn't stay there, hypothetically, where should he go?
If he doesn't stay in Chicago, oh, gosh. I mean, I think if there's a team that's going to take multiple grabs, Allen Robinson is such trouble, though.
Why? Why is he trouble?
Because he's honestly had another guy next to him a lot of times that performed to the same level.
But he's always been the one, though. He's always been number 1A,
1B, a 1A, 1B. He's never separated himself from the other receiver. Even his best year in Chicago, he had his best years inside of Jaguars. He had another 1B next to him. So I don't know. And then this past year, he took a step down from not being able to separate himself.
So he needs to go somewhere where there's a 1 there, so he can be the 2. Why would you stay in Chicago?
So he's got to stay underneath the value of a 1.
And he wants to win.
Ooh.
Chargers.
Maybe.
Dallas.
That's a bad fit, though.
Dallas. Take Gout's spot.
Yeah, he could do that.
They can run that. That's the same kind of scheme.
I'd like to see that. He could do that if he goes cheap. Houston.
Why would you go to dude? He don't
going
give us because we're gonna win.
Because he thinks he's the first receiver. He thinks he's the best receiver on roster.
But he can go to Detroit and get paid. He can go to Detroit and get paid.
Houston will pay him. Andy sucks, so they'll get everything they want.
You got that right, yo. You got that right. All right, Tommy, man. I thank you for being on here. Rellism Sports Talk, episode 72. Actually, this is Rellism Raw Sports Talk. My bad. But tomorrow, I'm doing an NBA show. Got to get some basketball love out there. And then Wednesday, 7 p.m. our time, George Sink will be on Rellism Sports Talk. Definitely check it out. Facebook page, YouTube, podcast. Thank you, Tommy. All right, bro.